has. So let us just take a moment and feel Swamiji radiating inside all of us, in every part of our body. Now let us connect to Swamiji in our third eye as well. So let us visualize Swamiji in our third eye. And let us start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Yes, and through the power of the remote vision, through the feeling connection, the space of oneness with Paramashiva and with Swamiji himself, let us scan our neighborhoods now. So please go ahead, start scanning your neighborhood through your third eye.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda
Yes. Slowly, you can relax if you have closed your eyes and start to share what was revealed to you and also to verify. So first step is going to be that you start sharing and pen down as well what was revealed to you when you scanned the neighboring, whether it is the new car or whatever you actually scanned in the neighbors, or you scanned your children, what they're actually doing, or the family members, or whatever you actually scanned. The first step is pen down. That's going the first step. Next step is going to be verification. Means after you pen down, actually go there and check what was the actual happening. So take a moment to do this power manifestation. Actually, this is a very interesting and powerful power manifestation. So take a moment to share as well, and then you can go and verify. Don't take too much time. We'll be continuing with the next session. So be quick. We'll be giving few more moments.
Also, Ma Nitya Gora Swarupini, Ma, we sent you a message, a direct message. Please have a look. So, Ma Nitya Gora Swarupini, please check your messages.
Yes. And also, if you have taken part in the power manifestation, let us know your revelation, and you can quickly go and verify as well. And Ma Kali Bang, Ma Sugagyana, Ma Stephanie, and Rishi Rajdan, Wang Hang Yu, someone with the name Poshe. Poshe, you can actually rename yourself with your original name. Ma Amrita Vandani, Ma Lichika, switch on your cameras, and if you have taken part, please let us know your revelations, and then you can quickly go and verify your revelations. Shortly, we'll be moving with the next segment.
Yes, Ma Nitya Gora Swarupini, can you let us know, acknowledge that you've received the message? So let us know, just write to us, let us know that you've received the message.
Sorry for the language. Yes, continue to share. Just checking on YouTube if any of the participants have actually shared their revelations. Okay.
Yes, all right. So now let us move on to the next step, the next part of our program. So if you'd like to share, please continue to share. We will have a look and respond in a little while. Actually, we just had a sharing. Yes, I wish my brother good health and an early discharge from the hospital. Yes, okay. So yes, the darshan has finished for now. There will be another darshan tomorrow, so please come again tomorrow at the same time, and you can request Swamiji's wishings and blessings for your brother's good health.
And also, when your brother is in a hospital, somehow make sure that he is available during the darshan in the two-way, as you are joining in the Zoom. So make sure that he is available in the two-way. And because having the Nayana Diksha is very important. Nayana Diksha means when Swamiji's eyes falls on the person or your brother, his mirror neurons get mirrored to your brother, even for few moments. If the Nayana Diksha falls, his eyes falls, his consciousness raises to the level of superconsciousness where Swamiji resides. So it's very important to have the Nayana Diksha. Swamiji says it's a quantum entanglement. You can search elaborately on the word itself if you are actually looking for what it is, what the quantum entanglement means. Means the distance doesn't matter. The distance can be millions of miles away. But how, when Swamiji himself is established in no mind zone, so the mind of the person who is actually having the Nayana Diksha changes, get affected by the presence of Swamiji's no mind. That is Nayana Diksha. The mirror neuron happens during the Nayana Diksha, during the darshan.
Yeah, so Wang Han, you suggest you take a mobile device with you tomorrow and have the darshan, Swamiji's darshan from the hospital itself with your brother there. So if that is possible, please go ahead and do that. So take a mobile device with you and have the darshan, Swamiji's darshan right next to your brother, and have your brother have the darshan itself as well.
Yes. And at this point of time, I would like to share one story from Swamiji's life itself. One experience before enlightenment, one experience after enlightenment. Swamiji shares that when he was just before enlightenment, he went to ICU. The person who was about to die, in his presence, the person went to different layers of the 7 layers. When he was dying, he went to so much of suffering as 10,000 of scorpions were biting him. So he went so much of suffering. That was before enlightenment. And when after enlightenment, when again he encountered, when he went to ICU, the person who was just next to him, he was not at all spiritual, as Swamiji asked before. After after that, when the person was actually dying, and because of his presence, he just smoothly went through all 7 layers without any suffering and entered into super consciousness. Swamiji, after this incident, Swamiji actually inquired from his relative. The person was not at all spiritual. Just by having the presence of the avatar, just made him to flow through the 7 layers and get liberated, get into the space of super consciousness. So that is the importance of an avatar in the life. So especially, so that is why I was sharing this story, so that you can understand the even if it's showing through the mobile phone, having the Nayan Diksha is so important. Having the presence of Swamiji is so important. Yes. Okay. So this is I wanted to share with this. That's why. Now we'll be entering into the next segment, which is on
Evolving your consciousness via via practice and intensity. So to evolve your consciousness, it is essential to engage in dedicated practice with unwavering intensity. So Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivoham, teaches us that our evolution is not a passive experience. It requires active participation and commitment to the path of enlightenment. When we practice with intensity, we channel our energy towards transcending the limitations of our mind and body, which this intensity ignites a fire within us, propelling us forward onto our spiritual journey. It transforms our restlessness into a powerful drive for self-realization, allowing us to break free from the cycles of suffering and ignorance.
As we immerse ourselves in the practice, such as meditation, yoga, and self-inquiry, we cultivate a deep awareness of our true nature. This conscious engagement helps us to connect with the divine essence within us and foster an environment for profound transformation. By embracing this approach, practicing diligently and infusing every action with intensity, we can elevate our consciousness and experience the blissful state of being that is our birthright. With this, we'll be entering into this revelation by Swamiji, evolving into higher state of awareness and realizing the true, ultimate truth of who we are. So please come to the space of listening. This
is the continuity of last sutras. In the last few sutras, Patanjali has explained the 5 modifications of the mind which can lead to suffering or joy. The 5 modifications is right knowledge, wrong knowledge, imagination, sleep and memory. These are the 5 modifications. Please understand. Right knowledge, pramana. Wrong knowledge, viparyaya. Fantasy, imagination. And fantasy is vikalpa. Imagination is vikalpa. And fantasy is not the right word for vikalpa. Imagination is the right word for vikalpa. and sleep, nidra, and smriti, memory. These are the 5 things, 5 modifications of the mind which can lead to either pain or suffering. So Patanjali is saying in this sutra, relaxing from these patterns through constant and intensive practice of unclenching. He says relax from these 5 patterns by constant and intense practice of unclenching. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam. That's the key. I can say we moved out of Jivan Mukti culture, Jivan Mukti tradition because of these 5 modifications. Especially the imagination, sleep and memory. These 3 modifications. These 3 put together, we may call it as wrong knowledge. Many times we have wrong knowledge about the world, about us, and about the universal energy. Because of wrong knowledge, we move out of this great Jivan Mukti tradition, this great living enlightenment truth. Patanjali says, come back. Relax from these patterns through constant and intensive practice of unclenching. People ask me, what is the solution, Swamiji? Here Patanjali gives the solution. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam. That's the key. Abhyasa means again and again and again practice. Vairagya means having the strength. Raga means attachment. Vairagya means beyond attachment and detachment. Raga means attachment. Araga means detachment. Viraga means beyond attachment and detachment. Not suppressing. Suppressing is araga. He says viraga, vairagya, understanding. Evolving yourself to a different consciousness, to higher consciousness. Please understand. At the age of 7, you are attached to your toys. Now, do you say you are detached from your toys? No. You are neither attached nor detached. You are evolved. You have evolved yourself from playing with toys. Now you don't say, oh, it's so difficult for me to renounce my toys. No. You don't say, it's very difficult, I have to suppress myself, control myself, and throw the toys, hide it, or I have to escape to the country where toys are not sold. No. You just evolve yourself to the higher plane, to the higher consciousness. You evolve. So, vairagya with the toys happened. Same way, raise yourself to the higher consciousness by constant practice, constantly remembering, constantly living these great truths, this great tradition, these great ideas. I can say the ultimate technique for achieving the truth is intensity. That is what Patanjali is saying here. Be intense. Remember, all the good things happened in your life is because you are living the Jivan Mukti tradition. All the bad things happened in our life is because we moved in few places away from the tradition. Remember this. Intensify. Intensify. Abhyasa and vairagya. As Patanjali says, come back, come back, come back through constant remembrance. People come and tell me, Swamiji, I am not able to meditate. I ask them, how many times you tried? Oh, 3 times I sat for 5 minutes. 40, 50 years, you did not bother to control your mind, it was running around as it wants. How can you think, how can you expect it will settle down in 5 minutes or 3 sessions? Then if I dig deep, did you sit at 5 minutes continuously? No. Between I attended 2 phone calls and twice my husband called. Once my child was crying. Then where is the 5 minutes? This is what is our abhyasa. This is what is our vairagya. Please understand. This is what is our abhyasa, passions. We don't have passions. We don't have intensity. We don't wait. We don't wait and attend the whole thing. We don't wait and imbibe the whole thing. Small story about the passions. Wife calls husband. Husband picks up the phone between the work. And he says, I'm in between my work. I don't have time to chat with you. She said, no, I'll just take 2 minutes. I want to tell you something important. This guy says, no, I don't have time. I don't have patience. Quick. She says, I have good news and bad news. Which one you want? He said, I don't have much time. Tell the good news. She said, I found out the airbag in our car works. Understand? We don't have patience. We don't have patience to look into the situation, to look into our mind, to live with it. We are suffering too much. We are suffering too much without having patience, abhyasa and vairagya. Without having that abhyasa and vairagya, we are suffering too much and unable to look into the truth, unable to see into the truth. This great word, abhyasa and vairagya, you can say, this is the essence of all spiritual practice, all rituals, all traditions, all the things we do is just to create, cultivate abhyasa and vairagya, intensity and patience. Intensity to do things, patience to look into the things, to wait for the result. Abhyasa and vairagya, either we are restless or we are not intense. Either we are restless or we are not intense. The great truth Patanjali is trying to express today is abhyasa and vairagya, the passions. Again and again, even passions may not be the right word. Intensity and again and again and again, trying, constant and intensive practice. Whenever you feel like moving away from Dharma, come back. People come and tell me, Swamiji, I want to give up this habit. But again and again mind goes the same way, what to do. Don't feel too guilty about your failures. Feel at least few times you are successful. Somebody came and complained to me. Swamiji, 10 times I fell. I said, don't bother. 11 times you stood up. That is why 10 times you fell. Remember, 11 times you stood up again. So remember and encourage yourself that so many times you are successful. So many times you are successful. Encourage yourself. Create the intensity. Create the constant practice. The abhyasa and vairagya. Let this become part of you. Whenever you move out of Dharma, out of the Jivanmukti life, come back. Come back. Again and again and again. Live sincerely. Even once if you are successful, feel joyful about it. Feel blissful about it. Enjoy. Celebrate your success. You will see, you will feel again and again like coming back and living this great tradition. Whenever you are successful in following the tradition, celebrate it. Whenever you are failure, bring yourself back again. Constantly, intensely practice the Dharma by unclenching from the wrong mental setup of imagination, mental setup of sleep, not only the sleep in the night, the day sleep, daydreaming, unclenching from all that, and memory, the wrong memory. Actually, right memory can lead you to bliss, but wrong memory can lead you to pain. The right memory means remembering to unclench can lead you to bliss. Wrong memory means constantly remembering the painful, suffering, suffocating things in the life. All these five, right knowledge, wrong knowledge, imagination, sleep, memory, all these five can either lead to pain or joy. So use all the five to go to the joy, to reach that bliss by constantly, intensely practicing unclutching from all these five modifications. Practice continuously unclutching. Let me describe this unclutching. This is the ultimate technique from our Vedic tradition. Whenever a thought comes, don't give meaning to it. Just remember to come back to the source from which the thoughts are coming. Relax into the silence from which the thoughts are arising. This is the ultimate meditation technique also. I have explained in many discourses, like Be Unclutched, many programs, this unclutching technique. It's available even in YouTube. If you spend a little time and study this technique and practice, it will really lead you to deep peace and bliss. You will live Vedic tradition. Please understand. Unless you yourself internalize our tradition, live the joy of our living enlightenment, Jivan Mukti, you cannot hold on to tradition, you cannot pass it on to the next generation. All the parents come to me and say, Swamiji, please give me some way, I should be able to teach this tradition to my boy, my next generation. I tell them, first you internalize. The big problem is we don't believe and we expect our next generation to believe. Our next generation is more intelligent than us. What to do? They are ready to do only things which you do, not what you say. If they see you are joyful, internalizing this tradition, you are living Jivan Mukti life, they will naturally take up. The other day, one boy, 14-year-old boy was brought to me by the mother. The mother's complaint is, Swamiji, please tell him to listen what I am saying. First problem, I told God, how to tell. Anyhow, I told slowly, why don't you tell by yourself? She said, no, you have to tell. Finally, I asked the boy, why don't you listen to your mother? You see, even I am listening. That guy was so shocked. He said, Swamiji, she herself is not happy. if I listen to all her ideas, I will also be depressed like her. I was shocked. I somehow managed that boy. I convinced him, but I was not convinced. What he is saying is true. Please understand. If you want to protect our dharma, protect our tradition and Indian culture, first thing you need to do, drink deep the divine juice. Drink the great tradition. Live it. Imbibe it. Read the scriptures. Listen to these great truths. Internalize them. Live in your life. Please understand. There are hundreds, not even hundreds, thousands of rich Indians come to me and they say, Swamiji, please tell me, somehow I want to keep the tradition alive for our next generation. The other day, one devotee went to one temple, not our temple, to one temple. The devotee challenged the temple. If you bring one youngster from your community to your temple, I will give you $100,000. They are not able to bring. They are not able to bring their youngsters, their next generation. This devotee said, if you can bring one youngster from your community to your temple regularly, if you can convince him about what you are teaching, what your temple stands for, sorry, no temple teaches in the Western countries. That's a big problem. Our temples should become education centers. Not only worship altars, it should become education centers. All our temples are originally made as a universities. Unfortunately, it has become just worship altars. Some places, I am really feeling sad to tell, not even worship altars, political centers. See what we have done with our temples. Hundreds of rich Indians, they come to me. Swamiji, please tell us some way how to transmit this tradition to them. How to give the family values to them. What to do? I tell them, come on, it is time. You internalize. You internalize. Internalize these great truths and show because of these great truths you are living happily. The Vedic identity, the Vedic inner software as a utility value. Prove it in your life. Only then they are going to take up, not otherwise. Hundreds of youngsters come to our temple. I ask them, why do you guys you come here and you don't want to go to some temple or you don't want to do other traditions, but why are you here around me? They say, Swamiji, many places we are put up by seeing the politics. The moment they see the politics, they lose respect for our tradition. The whole respect is lost. Please understand. All we need is be internalizing these great truths. Run the temple for God, not for our pride. Run the temple to hold on to this tradition. Run the temples as an education centers. Run the temple to spread these great truths. When we internalize, we ourselves feel enriched, empowered, enjoying, radiating these great truths. This living enlightenment, this Jivan Mukti, our next generation will be inspired. Your whole society with which you are living will be inspired. You will also feel like supporting this Dharma. Please understand. I have seen thousands of people trying to protect the Dharma without using it. Slowly, they lose the interest to protect or it becomes political power game. It becomes power game. Only if you yourself imbibe by practicing, if you yourself become a meditator, you yourself live these values, only then you will have constant inspiration, to protect this dharma, protect this tradition and share it with the next generation. I invite all the sanghas, organizations which are interested, which are working to protect dharma through various ways. I invite them first experience it. Only then you will have constant inspiration to protect it. Only then you will understand why you should protect, what you are protecting or what you want to protect. Only then you will have inspiration to share it, to transmit it to the next generation. So, you yourself practice little meditation, practice little yoga. One sad part I saw, yoga is accepted so much all over the world. Patanjali is the greatest spiritual master. One sad part, we ourselves don't practice. We think, oh, it's Indian, we know it. Because it is Indian, we know it. We know it, engage my grandfather used to do, he will tell me to do. It's okay, it's after all ours. Please understand, medicine may be yours, it may be in your bed, in the bedside cupboard, but only if you take, it will have effect. You will have effect. Just like medicine lying in the cupboard is no way going to heal you or cure you. The yoga or the great traditions lying in the corner of your mind, thinking, oh, it's after all mine, I know it, we know it, is no way going to help you. Unless you live, it is not going to become part of us. So please understand, you yourself imbibe and practice, learn, let these great ideas enter you. Let you internalize these great ideas. Let you meditate a little bit and let you live the joy and bliss of living enlightenment, Jivan Mukti. Only then you will feel, you will know the reason why it should be protected. You will have tremendous inspiration to preserve it. You will have tremendous courage and energy to propagate it, to spread it. So, I call upon India and Indians all over the world, Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavaran, Nibodhata. Arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Goal is Jivan Mukti. Let you all live enlightenment. Let you all achieve and radiate living enlightenment, Jivan Mukti. Let you all achieve and radiate the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Now I am going to present few great truths about the collective consciousness, which may surprise you, or you might have heard of this truth. Whatever it may be, whether it is new or old for you, try to analyze as much as possible. Try to analyze till your logic feels tired, till your logic falls. Try to analyze till your logic falls. First thing, all your minds are not individual, separate pieces of the universe. It is all one and the same. All your minds are interlinked. Not only interlinked, directly affects each other. That is what we call collective consciousness. it straight away affects each other. Your thoughts are just as infectious as your cold. Your cold. People may escape from your cold. It is not so infectious, but your thoughts are much more infectious than cold. If you catch cold from somebody, you may suffer only few days, that also physically. But when you catch thoughts from people, not only you suffer mentally, you suffer forever. It's not only mentally, you suffer forever. Same way, anything you think affects the people who are staying around. And not only people who are staying around, whomsoever is living in the planet Earth, they are touched by your thoughts. Understand? Now, naturally, our intellect will resist. How can this be true? Receive all these things. Now we will, then later on the question and answer session, we will analyze it one by one, inch by inch. First truth I declare, all of us are not different beings, different minds. We are all totally interlinked, closely networked. Any of my thought can transform you, any of your thought can touch me. We are not watertight compartmented. We are not separate individuals. You are not an island. Please be very clear, you are not an island. There is only one thing called collective consciousness. Next truth, not only in the mental level, even in the deeper conscious level, the more deep you go, the more deeply you are connected. The more deep you go, the more deep you are connected. Sachidananda, get that NSP diagram. I will try to explain a simple truth. Please understand, this is the physical layer, physical body. This is the pranic body, the second level, third level, fourth level, fifth, sixth, seventh. You have the 7 layers of bodies. In the physical layer, for example, the physical level, you are here. I am here. And God is here. If you come down a little bit to the pranic level, you see, in the physical level, the distance is too much. In the pranic level, if you come down to a little subtle level, pranic level, the distance between you and me is reduced. Here the distance is too much. Here it is reduced. And if you come down a little more, the mental level, again the distance is little less. If you come down a little deeper and deeper, the distance between you, me, God. When you come down, when you go a little deeper and deeper, the more deeper you go, the distance is less. The more deeper you go, the distance between you, me, God will be reducing. In the end, the deeper level, there is no distance. You, me, God, everything is just one and the same. Only in the physical level.
It's working very good. Everybody can hear. Really. Take another mic, no? Take the other mic. Take the other mic.
In the physical level, the distance is too much. In the pranic level, distance is little less. And in the mental level, distance is little less. It is getting reduced. The more deeper you go, the more sensitive you grow, the distance is reducing. The distance is getting lesser and lesser. In the end, nirvanic body, you, me, God, all the three are one and the same. There is no distance. The physical level, you are different entities. When you feel in tune or when you start loving somebody intimately, their suffering or joy can affect you. Why? Because the distance has become very less. It can simply come in or go out of your being. Their suffering can come into your being or their joy can come into your being. In a little deeper level, you don't have something called individual identity. You are just a part of collective consciousness. That is why many times you do not want suffering, but you are not able to escape from suffering. Again and again, whether it is physical disease or a mental depression or the spiritual bondage, even though you don't want, you have to undergo the suffering because you are not clear-cut enough. You are not aware that you are part of the collective consciousness. The moment you become aware, you don't have an individual identity. You are part of collective consciousness. You don't have a separate ego except your identities, your intellectual understanding. In existence, there is no such thing called your separate individual entity exists. When you realize that, you just go beyond sufferings, depression, and diseases. Understand this one thing. As long as you have the concept, you are individual. The individual consciousness. As long as you have individual consciousness, whether physically or mentally or in being level, spiritually, you will be continuously suffering. Why do you think continuously you are resisting the nature? Whatever nature offers, you resist. There is a beautiful saying, man as a rule is a fool when it is hot asking for cool, when it is cool asking for hot, always asking what is not. Always asking what is not. When it is cool, you resist. You think you are different from the existence. I have seen sannyasis, enlightened masters, living in Himalayas with just this normal cloth in the cold, in the snow. And I myself lived years. Never body was disturbed. Never body was disturbed. Because I never had the thought that I am different from the nature. Only when you start thinking you are different from the atmosphere or the existence or the air which is there near you, you start resisting it. A very simple thing. Just now you can practice. If you are feeling cold, just relax and observe, witness in which area you are feeling cold. In that area, don't resist the atmosphere, don't resist the air, don't resist the temperature, don't resist the existence. In that area, just say to yourself, I am not going to resist the nature. I am not going to resist the existence. Let me relax. Just consciously decide and relax. In few minutes, the idea of cold will disappear. It may look, immediately what we do is, we put the next extreme question. Can we do this in the time of snow and can we survive? Because our mind always goes to extremes. You can, if you can do it totally. And you don't have that much of totality. We don't have that much of clarity. If we can relax, fall in tune with nature so much, simply you can live. Because human beings are living. When they all can manage, why not us? When you think you are something separate from the nature, nature disturbs you. And one more thing, in the air, all possible bacteria and viruses are there. Any moment, any disease can affect you. Any disease can happen to you. As long as you feel in tune with the existence, even if they come inside your body, they just leave. The moment you start thinking that you are somebody individual, separate from the existence, you are something different, then the whole becomes your enemy. You see, you are a part and everything is a whole. If you feel in tune with the whole behaves as a friend. The moment you start thinking, the moment you start discriminating and start behaving with the whole in an opposite way, it just starts acting like an enemy. Be very clear, the whole is not here to kill you or destroy you. And this is a simple, one more example you can understand. When a living person falls in the water, he gets drowned and the dead body floats. And after all, dead body is more heavy. It is filled with water now. Once he dies, he drinks water and water goes inside. He is heavy, but dead body floats, but a living person gets drowned. What do you think? As long as you are living, you resist the water. You are resisting the nature. If you just stop resisting, if you just feel that the whole is part of you, you have become part of the whole, simply you can start floating. And the other day I read a beautiful interview. One person jumped in the Niagara Falls and he survived. A strange thing. He jumped in the Niagara Falls and he survived. All the journalists are questioning him. How could you manage it? How did you survive? And if you have seen Niagara, then you can understand. I can't even imagine that somebody survived in that Niagara. He says beautifully. He says, when I jumped, I felt that I became part of the falls. I felt I am a particle floating in the falls. When I came out, again I felt I am just a part. I never felt I am different. When you disappear into collective consciousness, nature is not enemy for you. Nature is your close friend. Nature protects you. When you think you are individual, as long as you have individual consciousness, nature protects you. When you realize you are a collective consciousness, nature protects you. Wherever you want to achieve success, even in the social and economical way, only when you feel in tune with the whole group, only when you fall in tune with the collective consciousness, you will be able to achieve what you want to achieve. As long as you think you are an individual, you wanted to keep your place distinctly, you wanted to keep the idea you are somebody, be very clear, you will be continuously resisted and you will be resisting. Whether it is home or office, workplace or your company or industry, wherever, if you disappear into the collective consciousness, you will be again and again protected and taken care, and you will experience the ultimate success, not only socially and economically. You will start experiencing it in a feeling of fulfillment. The feeling of fulfillment which happens to you will be inexplicable. The moment you start resisting, you create hell for your whole life. Small story. A guy was informed that his wife has fallen in the river and he is supposed to jump in the river and save. He jumped and started swimming against the current. And they shouted, "Arey, what are you doing? You are going against the current." He said, "You don't know, my wife, even if she falls in the river, she will float only against the current." She resists everything so much. I don't think she can go with the current even with the river. As long as you resist the current, whether it is your workplace or house or office or a company or wherever it is, as long as you don't disappear into the collective consciousness, you will be continuously creating hell for you and for others. Even in the physical level, if you think you are somebody separate, be very clear, you will be inviting diseases. And one more thing, the mental level, if you think you are separate, again and again, you will be creating seeds of violence. Seeds of violence is created when you feel you are individual. With collective consciousness, you unify. With individual consciousness, you dissect or cut things into pieces. Logic always breaks. Intuition always unites. With the collective consciousness, of course, in the soul level, if you are feeling you are an individual, there is no possibility of any spiritual growth. Any spiritual growth. Spiritually, you can't even put your first step, first thing. In the physical level, you are not an individual. Your body and the body of the sun is straight away connected. any small change in the body of the sun can change your body. Any small change in your body can change the body of the moon. Even though logically you are not able to relate, it is truth. And the next thing, in mental level, you are not alone, you are not an island. Any thought which is put on somebody else's head comes and touches you, and any thought which is created in your mind goes and touches the other person. It's like a ripple created in a lake. If you are going to create a strong wave, you will be inspiring and impressing others by your thought. If you are not so solid to create a strong wave, be very clear, others' waves are going to impress you. Either you live as a leader or you will be a follower. There is no in between. You always think, I will not be a leader, I can't do that much, but I don't have to be a follower. I'll just maintain my own stand, which is simply impractical. There is no such thing as my own stand exists. Either you lead or you follow, that's all. The mental level also, again and again, if you think you are an individual, you will be resisted. And the moment you understand you are part of the collective consciousness, not only you will not be resisted, you will be welcomed and received. Third thing, in the ultimate way, the spiritual level, the moment you understand you are deeply connected, totally connected, intensely connected to the whole group, to the whole universe, not only you start experiencing the bliss, you start living, opening many dimensions of your being. Now you are stressed out, disturbed continuously because you have to think too much just with one mind. You have to enjoy so much just with one body. If you disappear into this collective consciousness, you will have so many dimensions, so many possibilities, and the amount of ecstasy you can't imagine. Understand? With this one body itself, if you can make so much of joy, if you can enjoy so much, what will happen if you have two bodies? You can put one in the AC, another one in the heater and enjoy both. If you have three bodies, you can put all the three bodies, depute all the three bodies in three countries and enjoy the three different culture. And if you have four, you can naturally enjoy little more. Just understand, if you have so many bodies, how much of joy and bliss you will have. Same thing you will experience when you understand you are part of collective consciousness. The whole NSP or Nithyananda Spurana program is all about making you realize you are the part of collective consciousness. Not only a part, you are collective consciousness. You are not individual consciousness as you think. Physically or mentally or spiritually. Layer by layer, when we go deeper and deeper, you start feeling you are just one with everything. That is why automatically the diseases disappear. You start feeling the well-being in mental layer, pranic layer, physical layer, etheric layer, and in all the deeper layers. When you really experience that you are boundaryless consciousness. I have seen when we end the program, the meditation camp, people go into such a deep ecstasy, they forget their name, their social status, their education, their qualification, their wealth, their religion, all what they think they are. They forget everything and respect everybody. They fall at others' feet. Even I have seen the daughter-in-law or father-in-law falling at the feet of daughter-in-law. That never happens in India. At least in Indian culture it is too much. I have seen father-in-law falling at the feet of daughter-in-law, just seeing the divine in her, and mother-in-law falling at the feet of son-in-law, and fathers falling at the feet of daughters, because they see the divine, and the grandmothers touching the feet of granddaughters, and the person who is a boss or who is the owner of a company touching the feet of person who works for him. This is staff for whom he pays. I've seen this happening. When you experience the deep ecstasy of oneness, collective consciousness, when you experience the bliss or ecstasy of the collective consciousness, you forget all the differences of your name, wealth, social status, prestige, whatever you think as you just disappears, and what you are is revealed to you. I've seen people bowing, touching the feet of their worst enemies in that ecstasy. They forget, they are raised, they experience such a deep level of consciousness, such an intense level of energy, such a collective consciousness, such a bliss. Literally, ego disappears and they enter into the state of collective consciousness. And without even knowing, they just go around in that ecstasy. And whomsoever is there, they see God in everyone. It is not that they are given instruction. It is not that they are visualizing. When the experience happens, the whole group feels the collective consciousness and realizes they are one and the same. They are not different entities. Only when you experience the collective consciousness, you can say, you can realize, you can experience what I mean by the word bliss, eternal bliss, Nithyananda. So I pray to the ultimate divine, let you experience this eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful revelations there by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on collective consciousness. And I hope you found it as useful as I have. It is absolutely mind-blowing to understand that we are all interrelated. All our minds are interconnected. So we are really, it is just one hive mind that we all have. One hive mind. Every one individual mind affects every other mind around. So powerful cognitions there by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Unfortunately, that is all that we have had, that we have time for today, for this wonderful day 18 of Paramashivoham Level 1. We thank you very much for being with us this entire 16 hours. It's been a wonderful journey so far, and I hope we can do it all again tomorrow. So requesting all participants, please make sure that you do turn up to the yoga as well. So please, the first session of the day starts with yoga. Yoga practice is very, very, very important. It aligns your body to the cosmos itself. It prepares your body for all the energies that Swamiji will be infusing in our bodies during the entire day. So requesting everyone, please make sure that you do practice the yoga. Please join early and make sure you do take part in the yoga. Tomorrow's theme is...
Yes, tomorrow's theme is going to be heal yourself and heal the cosmos. As we just learned, the collective consciousness. We are not separate. The more we go deep into our being, there's no difference, there's no distance between you, me, and the God. And at the deeper level, there's you, me, and God is one and the same. So that's why when you heal yourself, you can heal the cosmos. So with this, we'll be concluding.
There's also, so tomorrow there's also healer's initiation. So Swamiji will be initiating every one of you into to becoming healers as well. So it's a very important initiation. So please make sure you don't miss it. You'll be able to heal yourself as well as heal others around you, your family members, and even friends and around. So you'd be able to heal anyone that you require, you want. So please make sure you don't miss the darshan and the initiation into healer's initiation as well.
So now we'll be concluding the day with the Purna mantra. So let's bring our hands in Namaskar mantra.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukar Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
everyone.
and see you tomorrow.
Nithyananda.